Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and the place to be, it's Debsy. Boop, boop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, happy Monday, and I hope everybody had a great day. If not a great day, then a good day. It is Monday, so last night I watched Real Housewives of New York City, and I have some thoughts on it. I think rather than going through and going scene by scene of everything that happened, I think I'm going to just touch on the main things. Okay. So a big part of this episode was Tribeca Karen. In case you didn't know, Tribeca Karen, that's Erin. She is, I don't like her. I just don't like her. I mean, there were a couple times in the past that I was like, I could see where she was coming from. But this episode, no. Let's get right into it. So the first big thing, the first big drama of the, or storyline of the evening was Jessel. Everybody had gone out to dinner except for Brynn. And talk got around to, I don't want to say Jessel's origin story, but talk got around to her childhood. So, like last week, she had come up, she had told the ladies her story. She went into a lot of detail, and she went into even more detail during the dinner. And she had basically just said that she had told her parents' story, and then she had said that she told her father that she wanted to move to New York to become a fashion designer. And her father was like, listen, you can do it, but I'm not going to give you any money. So she lived with her, she went and she lived with her uncle. And Erin and Cy had a problem with this because they're saying that it seems like to them that it seemed inauthentic and that Jessel was just like, Jessel heard the stories from Brynn and Cy and Uba, and she wanted it to be that. She wanted that to be her story. So they're saying, they're basically saying, especially Erin is saying that, that she thinks that Jessel might be lying about this. And the next day, Jessel is talking to, I think it was Uba and someone else was talking to Uba and someone else, Uba and Brynn, I think it was. And she was saying about how they had kind of ganged up on her, and Jessel had said, well, I had $20 to my name. And Cy immediately kind of flipped out on her and was like, I was homeless. You had a home with your uncle. I didn't have a home, and there were times when I had negative $492 or whatever in my account. So they think that Jessel is trying to compare her life to everybody else's life, and I don't think that's what she's doing at all. I just think she's just telling her story. Now listen, I don't know that you're ever going to hear this again. So I'm going to tell you this episode, if you were to say, were you team Karen, or team Jessel? Honestly, I would say team Jessel, because of the fact that she wasn't comparing her childhood to everybody else's. She was just telling her story. And later on, when they're on the boat and Jessel, they're asking her questions again about it. And Jessel, because Jessel had gone to Brynn, you know, and had said, I wish you guys were there to like kind of help defend, help defend me against all of this. And then Brynn went and told the other ladies. And of course, Karen starts coming at her again with this. It feels inauthentic, and it feels like you heard everybody else's story and you created that. And then Sai just starts screaming about how we don't want to hear your story. We want to hear your story. We don't want to hear the story of your parents. Well, listen. And Uba brought up a good point. I mean, like, there's no winning for Jessel in this. Meanwhile, you know, the previous week, Jenna, and I love Jenna, but Jenna told her story about her mother, and everybody believed everything, and everybody was like, oh my gosh, let's shower you with sunshine and hold you close. And when Jessel talked about her family, they don't believe anything. Like, Uba was like, Jenna could have told them that her mother was an elf, and they would have been like, we believe you. But Uba could have brought her mother and been like, this is my mother. And they would have been like, can we get some DNA on this? So there was really no winning. There was no winning for Jessel. But here's the thing that got me. Like, Sai flipped out about, that's not your story. You're getting too much into it. There's too much. We want your story. Well, everybody else, Sai included, Sai, Brynn, Uba, everybody, Jenna, Sai, Brynn, Jenna. They all went in and they all talked about their parents in depth. So why can't Jessel? I mean, Jessel wasn't saying that she was poor, like dirt poor. I don't know if they're thinking that you can only have like dirt poor or super rich. So you can't have a middle. But I agree with Uba. Like, the story of your story begins with your parents. Because if it wasn't for your parents, you wouldn't be here. So I don't understand why Jessel can't tell her story. And once again, I don't know that this will ever happen, that I, am on Jessel's side. But for this episode, I was completely behind her, because your story doesn't just begin with you. Your story starts with your parents, and their story starts with their parents. So why can't Jessel tell her story, but you all can tell your story about your parents? And Jessel had called, and I thought it was fair of her to say this, but Jessel called Aaron, aka Tribeca Karen, the Queen of Assumptions. And she does assume. She's assuming that Jessel's parents were rich. She's assuming that the uncle that she stayed with was rich. She had never said that. But she also didn't say she was, that they were super poor, I mean, and listen, if you just have $20, I mean, I don't know that I would jump on her for being like, I had nothing. Well, $20 isn't that much. And she was all about the whole, oh, I'm overdraft. Listen, sweetheart, everybody has been overdraft. Honestly, before I became financially responsible with my money, I was overdraft a lot. So, and I think somebody had said, I think it was Jessel that was like, why would they let you be overdraft? Well, they want to keep collecting that $36. That's why. For every day that goes over, 36, 36, 36, it adds up. But I thought that was terrible. And Uba was right. They looked ridiculous. Like when Sai went full out bodega, Brooklyn bodega on her, and her vein popped out and she started screaming. I mean, how old are y'all that you can't just have a conversation? I don't know. With Sai, I go between, sometimes I like her, sometimes I'm just tired of her. So there was that. That was one thing that had occurred. The other thing that was happening was between Tribeca Karen and Uba. So right off the bat, the prank war started when Uba had thrown Tribeca Karen in the pool. And so Aaron was like, well, okay, fine. I'm going to get back at you. I'm going to throw you in. At first, it seemed like she was maybe going to throw her off the boat, off, the yacht that they had, which as soon as they said they were going to be taking a boat ride, it made me immediately flash back to like Scary Boat Ride when there was that big giant storm and they had to take the boat to get back back from that private island or whatever. Well, this didn't have the bad weather, but it didn't seem like a fun boat ride. But so Tribeca Karen was planning on like throwing Uba in at some point. So they get back to the house and she's saying, I'm gonna throw you in. I can throw you in now. I can throw you in later. I could, when do you want me to throw you in? I'm gonna throw you in at some point. And Sai comes up and just pushes her in the pool. So I guess Uba is thinking like, well, that's done. Okay. But no, Aaron is saying, well, because I didn't do it, it doesn't count. So, I mean, Sai pushed you in. It doesn't count. Okay. So a little bit, I don't know if it's a little bit later on or when, I think it is after that the driver calls out for Uba. Aaron answers and she goes and gets Uba's phone that was left in the car. Instead of giving it right back to Uba, she keeps it. And this is going to be her prank. She's going to keep the phone. So there's a text message that's going around to everybody except for Uba. And in the text message, I think the group text, there's something about the phone that's said, and Aaron doesn't say anything, but she just puts up this emoji where the person's like, or something like that, like, and they're supposed to know that that's code for, yeah, I have the phone. What? I wouldn't know that. I would not know that whatsoever. I mean, I'm 55, but I don't know that anybody would know that. I mean, that's the emoji for, I got your phone. Okay. So she's wondering, Uba's like wondering, where's my phone? Where's my phone? They're looking all over for it. So Sai knew that Aaron had the phone. And I think she had sent Bryn up, or she had sent someone up to get it, something like that. Sai knew, and Sai didn't tell Uba. So for 45 minutes, she had it. She gets it back. Uba gets it back, and she's pissed. She's pissed because here's the thing. The reason why she's pissed is because she needs to keep in touch with her family to let them know she's okay. That's it. So she's just really pissed that she took her phone. I'm going to tell you, I would be pissed too. Don't touch my phone. Please don't take my phone. Please don't touch my phone. It's not yours. It's not your property. Please don't take it. I'm not going to take anybody else's phone. I mean, that's childish. It's not your property. It's mine. Don't touch it. Don't take it. Please and thank you. That's it. I can understand why she wouldn't want that. Okay? Now, listen, maybe maybe it wasn't right for Uba to push her in the pool at first, okay? But pushing somebody in the pool and taking somebody's phone, I don't think it's equal. I mean, true, Uba could have been like, when Uba pushed her in, Erin could have had a problem with it, and maybe she shouldn't have started this whole thing. However, no, don't you dare. So then the next morning, she goes downstairs. Everybody's downstairs, and then Uba comes downstairs. Uba doesn't look at Erin. And then Erin, listen, a microaggression much. Erin then says that she doesn't feel safe. She feels like this is intimidating. She feels intimidated and she's scared. Why? Because she's not looking at you? Give me a fucking break, because somebody is not looking at you. No. And then she says it's mean. Oh, okay. Like all this other stuff that you have done to Jenna, that wasn't mean. Come on, fuck that. No, as Peterman would say, attitude check. Fuck you. So no. So she's scared. She's so scared, and all this and that. Right. Okay. So I think that was in the nighttime. Well, then the morning comes, and they're going to go out, I think, to dinner or something, or they're going to go to lunch. And everybody's downstairs. Almost everybody is downstairs. And Erin's there. Uba's there. Once again, Uba is making it a point not to look at her. And once again, oh, she's scared. Oh my gosh, I'm so scared. I'm so intimidated. So they're saying, oh, we're gonna go swimming or something like that. Erin says, I'm gonna go upstairs and get my bathing suit. And somebody says something like, oh, is everybody here or something? And all Uba says is, Erin was here. Erin comes back in the room. Hey, did you say my name? What did you say? Why did you say my name? Getting all up in her face. Now listen to me. Really? You were scared. So you were scared? But you were then getting up in her face? No. And she was all, don't say my name. No. Now, listen, I'm going to tell you. The one thing that Uba should not have done. Uba went up and snatched the glasses like right off of her face. I don't know that she should have done that. Because after that, she was like, get out of my face. You better get your hand out of my face. So that's that. That's what happened this week. But I'm going to tell you, this Tribeca Karen, no, I'm done with her. And then on the after show, when they had asked her about, oh, do you feel bad about throwing Jenna under the bus about traveling coach? And she was like, oh, I love her so much. Oh, I'm sorry for doing that. I shouldn't have done that. And I'll listen that. Shove it up your ass. Blow it out your ass. No. So listen, once again, you're never going to, I don't know that you're going to see this again, but Jessel was right this week. And honestly, once again, 100%, I'm going to say, I don't want to say 100%, but listen, I'm leaning more and more towards Uba being my favorite. I do really love Jenna a lot too. So that is my rant for this week. Listen, I kind of enjoyed just talking about the main big parts and not going through and like talking about every single scene, because this week got me heated. This week just got me heated. So let me know in the comments what you thought if you watched it. And with that being said, if nobody told you yet today, I don't know why they didn't. It's late. They should have. But I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity, and understanding out there in the world. Please, if you're somewhere where it's hot, stay hydrated, stay cool, and no matter where you're at, please stay safe. There's a lot of crazies out there. Please stay safe. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. And let's go Steelers!